When you come to ESALA, the studio is the place where you will spend most of your time working. So from a Monday to Friday basis, you'll be working at a desk, you'll be working through drawings, you'll be working with your colleagues and helping your colleagues, but also learning from your colleagues. This is where your tutors will come and visit you and talk to you about your work. And we really encourage the studio as a place for exploring all of the themes that you'll be working with throughout the course of your studies, whether that's technology and environment, architectural history and theory, and design practice. ESALA is one of the largest schools of architecture and landscape architecture in the United Kingdom. We have about 1,200 students in our community. Most of those are concentrated in our undergraduate programs. At that level, we offer programs in architecture, landscape architecture, architectural history and heritage. We'll soon offer programs in interior design. Now, our staff have a range of expertise. Many of them are academics with teaching and research responsibilities. And we see teaching and research as something that really feed off of one another and help inform the experience that our students have in their studio courses and history courses and seminars. So our students who come in to study architecture at our undergraduate level will be studying for what we call Part 1. Part 1 is the first stage in architectural education as defined by the Royal Institute of British Architects. We have a 3-year BA degree, which terminates in Part 1, and a 4-year MA Honours degree, which also terminates in Part 1. There's a really clearly articulated pathway to working in the profession of architecture, landscape architecture, in the future also interior design. So many of our graduates will go on to either pursue further study in their discipline, whether that's achieving a Part 2 qualification in architecture or moving on to the pathway for chartership for landscape architects. Following that, entering professional practices is the most common route for our graduates. That said, many of our graduates decide to take alternate career paths, and we have students who work in disciplines that range from the cultural heritage sector and museums and public interpretation to film, video, graphic design, and other forms of production. So we believe that the skills that our students learn in our programs are transferable depending on whichever path a student chooses to take following their studies here. So the benefit of having people who are working in practice, people who are dedicated educators and researchers in the same department is that students get to understand their disciplines from a variety of different perspectives. In architecture and landscape architecture, these are professional programs that also have academic disciplines, which feed research and help us make the world a better place. On the other hand, these are also disciplines that have a direct impact on the cities and landscapes that we live in. And so being able to understand the disciplines that we're working in from, as it were, these multiple angles is absolutely essential to achieving a well-rounded education and learning what the next steps are for a student's kind of professional career. Being in the ECA community means that they get to interact with students from across a wide range of creative disciplines. On the one hand, that means there's a whole range of facilities and workshops and opportunities to explore different creative practices. On the other hand, it's a lot of fun. There's people exploring and asking questions about the world in many different ways, and I find that both as a staff member, but I suspect also as students, that really enlivens the types of work and the types of thinking that our students are able to do in their studios and in their classes. The core subjects that we offer in our school are fundamentally interdisciplinary by nature. So landscape architecture incorporates everything from design to geomorphology to plant science. Architecture requires students not only to understand the history of building, but also the ways that thermal comfort and thermal control work in addition to structure. So we span a wide range of disciplines within our subjects. In addition to that, being part of the ECA community and being part of the University of Edinburgh means that our students have the opportunity to choose outside electives, whether that's a foreign language or another academic discipline that they think can inform their practice. Really means that when you come to ECA, when you come to study in ESALA, you have a wide range of opportunities that are available to you. Normally, a study abroad option takes place in the 3rd year of study. We're an international school and we have lots of international contacts with European and North American universities, and this is something that we really encourage our students to engage with throughout the course of their studies. when students come to study in ESALA, they're part of our community, which means they have access to a whole range of activities and a whole range of opportunities that take place in ESALA. Now, this can extend from our public lecture series, where we invite leading thinkers and practitioners to engage with our students and tell us about their work, to the events and activities that are sponsored by our Architecture Society. Students also have an opportunity to become engaged in some of the issues that are really important for us, including our ESALA Climate Action Network, where we're trying to reimagine what architectural education means in the context of a climate crisis.